In the news this week, the Culture Secretary says the Online Safety Bill will be changed to protect free speech. The SNP disciplines one of its MSPs for expressing pro-life views. And support for issuing altered birth certificates to trans people falls. Hello. New Culture Secretary Michelle Donnellan has said the Online Safety Bill will be altered to address concerns about its impact on freedom of speech. The legislation aims to prevent under-18s from being exposed to harmful content, but also gives strong incentives for social media companies to restrict the content available to adults. It empowers the government to decide what this covers. Speaking on BBC Radio 4's Today programme, Michelle Donnellan told Justin Webb the controversial wording in the bill about content deemed legal but harmful to adults will be changing.
That's the bit that we will be changing. I'm not going to go into the detail of what we're doing on the legal but harmful element because this isn't the correct forum to do that. And that element is in relation to adults. The bits in relation to children and online safety will not be changing.
The SNP has disciplined one of its own MSPs for expressing pro-life views. John Mason, MSP for Glasgow Shettleston, received a written warning in June for making public remarks on abortion. The warning will stay on record for 2 years. In a letter leaked to the Daily Record, SNP whips Stuart McMillan and Gordon MacDonald conceded Mr Mason was entitled to freedom of expression, but added he did not have the right to impose these views on others. The fact that you choose to use a public platform to express your personal views as a public figure and an elected member is, in our view, using your position to promote and impose your views on others. In response, Mr Mason said, "You say that I have the right to freedom of speech and expression on abortion, but later that the verbalization of your views has caused great distress and trauma. I am struggling to see how these two fit together." Indiana University has erected a statue of Alfred Kinsey, the so-called sexologist who was revealed to have misrepresented research and legitimized child abuse. Among the wildly inaccurate claims in his best-selling book Sexual Behavior in the Human Male was that between 10 and 37% of men had engaged in homosexual behavior, and that 94% had committed adultery. Kinsey said his results were representative of the general population, but it was later revealed his interviewee sample contained an abnormal number of convicted sex offenders and other sexually unconventional groups, in numbers unrepresentative of the US in the 1940s. Kinsey's data included some gathered by a serial child molester detailing the abuse of at least 300 children, some as young as 2 months old. The Christian Institute's social policy analyst, Dr. Sharon James, says she is appalled by the continued adulation of Kinsey.
Today, whatever else people believe or don't believe, all would agree that consent to sexual activity is essential. So I find it astonishing that Indiana State University is honouring Alfred Kinsey because his so-called research involved the sexual exploitation of children, even infants, who in no way could be deemed capable of offering informed consent.
And finally, public opposition to allowing those who claim to be the opposite sex to alter their birth certificate has grown significantly. The 2021 British Social Attitude Survey, involving over 6,000 interviews with adults in Britain, found opposition rose from 24% in 2019 to 39% in 2021, while support plummeted from 53% to 32%. Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.